This is just super incredible, the size of that tanker that went by here. Look at this. Blocked in the sun, which is white, but look at how anybody could be fooled if they were still dumbed down, thinking this might be a cloud raid. Look where it busted off over here. See it busted off over there. Pan over here. Look at these rails. My God. Look at the rails over here. I mean, this is absolutely sickening that people put up with this. I'm making an awareness here. People need to look at this. It's 9:45 and look at these two back-to-back rails that they spun here. Look at that rail there. My God, look at the double rails. Take a good look, people. The sky will be completely silver today. And I haven't even looked at the weather report. Yeah. All right, now look at this. Just seconds later, this guy came out of nowhere to add more plume to that existing plume. Look at that. See what he's doing. See, people? Trying to show you this. This is why we call the show grid work. They're building the grid. Look how he's adding right to the edge of that other plume. See how he's angling that? So we go back up here where he started. See that, how he come off the edge, laid it right next, so just disperse a little wider, cover up the sky a little bit more. Ha ha ha, yeah. Wake up. Got myself a red bad boy. Man, they're out full of salt as they keep crisscrossing. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna back him off. And this is the guy just went by here. I don't know if you can see him or not. But nonetheless, look at the size of that rail. That red bad boy is leaving. He's heading for the plume. He's heading for the plume. There he goes. And this guy going the other way, opposite of the red bad boy, at the same exact time. Red bad boy was going from west to east. This guy's going east to west. Let me show you his rail. Okay, we back it up. Look at his rail. Look at this Christmas tree bulb effect. We know what that does. That's different types of plume on the one side. That's why it bulbs off. The other side, why is the other side bulbing off? Ah, right. So you get educated, people. I'm trying to inform you what's going on here. Check it out. Look at the disbursement. Look at the Christmas tree effect. Now, if you want to continue to breathe this stuff every day, you'll just keep your mouth shut. I, on the other hand, am going to make videos after videos to try to wake the people up. Go to your city council meetings, anything. Here, now let me show you this. He just ended the plume. See that? As they create the cloudoid for later. Look at that mess. Look at that mess. And that's only the beginning. All right, it's 10:30 in the morning on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2015. I'm Joseph Clyde for AscensionPathway.com on the Other Fane YouTube channel, bringing you grid work. Here is the satellite weather report. Here is the time. We're playing it out. There's a play button that makes it move so you can see what's happening. Where I'm at, you saw the chemtrails, but look, it just shows minuscule trails. What the hell? Are they lying to us now on the radar report? I don't know. Pacific Southwest, there's that bank of plume, okay? As we move up here, look what they did to the Oregon mess. They moved it right on up and swirled it over to the provinces of Canada. See how it's all swirling? Chemtrail activity through New Mexico and Colorado. You can see how they're just splaying it out through the heart of the country. Texas kind of cleared out. With that meat and bones of our Midwest, look at the chemtrail activity in Missouri and all up and through there. See Florida, where they made that bunch off the Gulf of Mexico? Look what's happening to Florida. Wow. Right up that East Coast, like I said, they can keep continuing to spray plume that up. And that's exactly what they're doing. Now for the Bogus Weather Channel report. Here's the Bogus Weather Channel report. We're just concerned again with the time and the condition. You see 10:30 all the way to 5 p.m. It's all sunny. Not a mention of any plume, not a cloud, no precipitation, no chemtrailing, and nothing. They don't mention that chemtrailing and plume anyway, but I just thought I'd throw that in. All right, we got to show you this. We're in the great wide open. This is the eastern sector. First we'll start down on the horizon level. Look at the soot. They sprayed all night. I watched it under the moonlight. You can see while they sprayed. But look at this as I back it up. Look at this chemtrail mess. Look at the plumes. Look at that one there. Okay. Look at the mess they made. They keep spraying. Look at this. It's already breaking up in the fins. Look at that friggin' mess. Locked in the sun. It's white. There's a guy back in that back horizon right now adding to the mix. I don't know if you can see him or not. Look at the rails here as I pan into this other sky. Those skies full of rails. It is absolutely criminal. Weather reports say clear sky. I don't see a clear sky. To give you a better view, I had to come back over here to get out of the wind, but look what this guy did. Okay, we'll start over there. See where he started? Right with the chemtrail mess. And now he's lacing his plume right across here. And that's not all. We back it off. Pan around here. And we got his sidekick just bringing up the rear. Spraying some more plume over here. To add to the increasingly big mess we already have up here. Look at that plume. It is so ridiculous. Now look at this guy. Coming the other way now. Inside the middle of that other plume. When are people going to get a clue of what they're doing? Even the weather reports are lying now. They're not even showing the gray plume on the satellite radar report. If you saw it today, it looked like clear sky. This is anything but. So now they're totally lying. They're not trying to spin it in any way. They're just not even telling you that that's what they're doing. It's so ridiculous. You can see where he's headed right for that other guy. They're going to be marking the plumes. Now back to this guy. Look at him. He spin that rail back here. Where he's back in here. Alright. Stops. Reloads. What's he got? A clogged injector nozzle? I don't know. But look at the plume this guy's spraying in between there. And he's heading right for him. Again, back to this guy. He didn't lay any plume until right there. There's where he started. Spraying right up here. Now look at this. Now, any sane pilot will tell you that you don't have two jets. And that's a red bad boy too, so we know that's probably remote control. But you don't have jets flying so close in concert to each other. Let me back it off. Watch. See? They're just re-railing it. But this red bad boy, you know what kind of plume these guys spray. Look at it spew out of that back tail fin nozzle. My God, just look at that friggin' sky. Wow. Oh, look at this. The red bad boy's starting to turn. He's heading for the thickness of that plume. See that? Wow. Evidence now. Look at him turn that rail right into the plume. When are people gonna get a clue? This is murder, people. This is murder. These people need to be brought to justice. Look at them spraying in that plume. And they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Now let me show you the rail. Look at the turn. Look at those friggin' rails. This red bad boy is pretty amazing as he turns. Look at him head this way now. See? So, we know they're not passenger jets. If there's a pilot in there, he needs to be brought to justice. His boss needs to be brought to justice, and his boss needs to be brought. They all need to be brought to justice. But this is just absolutely criminal what they're doing. Now back to this. Just look how that aluminum and crap just is making the sky all silver. God, I can't take it anymore. How much more can we take? 11 o'clock and we got this guy spraying. There's another rail. So I can get him spraying. He's up above there. Can't really see him in all the haze. It's about 11:30 a.m. and this guy, look at that. Nothing there. Spun his rail. Christmas tree bulb effect. We can tell it's the double plumes. The one disperses more on one side than the other. But look at that plume. My God, look, we're breathing that shit every day. Because nobody's making any big deal about it. Hey, we got some cross-action activity going here. This guy just snuck right by. They're not making any noise whatsoever with their spraying. My God. There he is. Look at the length of his rail. Try to keep in my view. Let me back it off. It's just notorious. Then we got another guy sneaking over here to add to that existing plume. And back it off. It's hard for me to see with that sun so bright and they're making it so silvery. But there's that plume there and he's headed right for that plume. See that? There he goes right into the plume to cross the marks. But getting back to this other plume. Where were these other guys? Look at the X there. Back it off. Can't see with this dang sun, so bear with me, please. But look at this guy coming. There he is. See him over there? There he is, across the rail, over top of that plume. There's the rail up in there, crossed. They're just making the full net of plume. And then where this guy is, looks like a red bad boy, too. You see. It is. But just below him, another one. So the skies are just full of these notorious plumers. And it just sucks. Back on the red bad boy. Just to verify, those red bad boys are just so nasty. Where is he? There he is. So nasty. So when you see these jets in the sky, you know what they're doing. Back on this, I can't let this go. Look at the length of this rail. Look at the length of that rail as he heads into that southern horizon where all those rails are already sprayed over there. God, this sky's gonna be silver real soon. It's around noon and we still got a lot of action in that sky. Well, you saw the weather reports, but they're still spraying. Maybe they're gonna start lying on the radar now. But for the most part, the sky is blue. The wind's been blowing it out. But still, you can see how it's all, well, they're still spraying. Well, moments later, we got this guy. It's just a non-stop assault today again. Even though the skies are blue. But what I wanted to tell you from that last segment is that even though you say, well, Joe, the skies are blue. No, they're not. They're sprayed just enough to give it that grayish blue color. Our skies are no longer the nice dark blue it used to be, because they're like today, all they're doing is spraying and they're making that gray effect. As the particles disperse, the sky becomes blue-gray to condition you that this is normal. That's what they want, condition you. Here's my buddy the dove. He's been hanging with me through all these videos. Yeah, we have a whole family of them here right in our yard. And, well, it's wonderful. A little more action in the sky with this guy. See if I can bring him in a little bit better. one hand that's hand over the sun. But I want to show you where he's headed. Let me back it off. He just crossed this plume up here. So they're still making the grid. Skies are still fairly clear, if you want to call it that. It's gray-blue because they've been spraying all day. So you got that hazy, silvery, grayish blue up there. People think that's blue. They want us to think this is normal. As I pan to the northern sky, you can see what we got going there. Another guy spraying. Let's see if I can back him off and bring him in slowly. There he is. So, the plume is still being spread. They're making the grid, the light grid, but it's a grid nonetheless. I didn't really notice this, but I noticed it now. The chemtrails have made this. Some people went out, oh, look at the clouds. No, you stupid idiots. I'm sorry, but I gotta start calling people out. And if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but we have to wake up to this. 2 o'clock, we got this guy, on and off plume. He was spraying, just turned it off. Silver bullet. So you wonder what he's up to. Oh, look at there he goes, spraying some plume. See that? Let me back him off. I'm right under my roof because of the sun. But did you see what he did? Did you see that? He turned it on, off, back on. As he switched tanks. That has to be the reason. He had to switch tanks. What other explanation is it? Clogged nozzle? Perhaps. In the event, wind's blowing out all this crap out of here. Okay, it's in the afternoon. We're gonna zoom in on the time so you can see it. 3:38. That's Arizona time. Bring it back where I'm at. You saw the chemtrailing, and look, there's no gray. So that has to tell me that they are spraying that intermediate mix most of it. We saw the plume. I mean, we saw what they were doing. The skies are clear for the most part, but they're gray. They're like a blue-gray. But we'll go over this again. You can see the bank in the South Pacific, what they did up here. See how they're covering all of Canada. But look, we got some reprieve for those people. Even though they're spraying, they're getting some sunshine. White as it may be, but they're getting some sunshine. That Missouri state, they're really getting that Midwest. Like the Indigo Skyfold Phase 2 program, they says they want to bring the drought into the Midwest. But look at this disaster here in Florida. Look at that, come off that Gulf of Mexico into Florida and up and over. See how this dispersion over here? Look, that's all chemtrail wisps. You can see the lines in there. As they continue to spray, they're trying to curl that right now. As evidence with the red bad boy spinning that spun rail that we saw earlier, they just spin it. They turn, spin, head for each other. They wave hi to each other. But I feel that most of it is done by remote control. So those guys are sitting in a booth with the joystick. We already have the documentation from the Air Force themselves with the red tails saying that they have them on remote control to use them for target practice. So if they're using it for target practice, they're using it for other applications as well, which makes a lot of sense in the way those jets are flying. We'll be back later to show you exactly what happens earlier for the late afternoon and early evening. It's about 6:30 p.m. and get a load of this. This is the northern sky. Just let me pan it all the way across. You can see the plume. Look at that plume. See how they did that? People think those are clouds. It's so ridiculously funny. I actually laugh at these people now. Joe Clyde, AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Fain YouTube channel. We bring you grid work for June 2nd, 2015. You can see they really never stop spraying all day today. That intermediate mix that they use on supposedly clear sky days. But they were out spraying with the heavy duty mix early. They got the soot going. Let me pan it back. All right, here's the western sky where the sun is setting. I just showed you that guy spraying some plume there. Look at this bunch of chemtrail mess. Look at that. First though, get a hold of the horizon. Look at the color back there. It's all glowing from the particles as it falls from the sky. People think this is cool. God dang, you guys are idiots if you think this is cool. It ain't cool. If you look real close, you can see the chemtrail rails back in there full of soot. See that? But back up in here, you can see this chemtrail. This is a couple of chemtrails put together. Look how it all broke apart. And we'll take you right into the heart of that so you can see the insides. And it's exactly the same plume. Look at the color in there. You can see how it's turning black. Now look at that. When did you ever see clouds that look like that? That's right. You don't. Okay? You don't see it. All right. That's why, because they're not clouds. As I keep panning into that from the north to northeast, you can see the black soot coming out of that chemtrail. Yeah, that's part of the grid, but it's all feathered away. Look at this. Let me back it off. Battery's almost low, so I'm going to try to get it in before the battery kills on me. That's why it's not focusing very well, but let me see if I can get it in a little bit better. I don't know. Battery's ready to go. Joe Clyde, AscensionPathway.com saying goodbye. It's too bad, but yeah, I hate to say goodbye because look at all that soot back in there. See the color on the top? Dark on the bottom. That ain't normal. Well, people, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.